Warning, this is a family-friendly radio. Children of all ages are welcome to participate.
This is my grandpa's geocaching talk show.
This podcast is a proud member of the Tech Podcast Network. If it's tech, it's here. Listen to other great podcasts at www.techpodcast.com. Hiker James Aftercache is sponsored by Cacheface.social. Like to meet new friends, share your photos, tell stories about your caching adventures? Go to Cacheface.social. You might be surprised that some of your friends are already there waiting for you. So try it out today. It's free and it always will be. That's www.cacheface.social. See you there.
And now for our latest news.
Hello everyone out there in the geocaching land. This is Hiker James and we are here with episode 7 today. And we really don't have a whole lot to talk about today because nobody called my voice message. Nobody left me an email. So I'm on my own again today. Okay, one of the important things about sending in the voice message and emails to this radio is to let everybody know what kind of geocaching adventures that you've had over the weekend or through the week. Now, I've had some adventures and on the weekends, and as we've even went out this weekend and got about 5 of them, and that was just yesterday. There was a lot of activity going on, a lot of kids out there playing in where our caches were supposed to be found. So we was being really stealth about it. And the funny thing about this one cache that we went to find is that my boss and his wife from work just moved to a new house, and the cache was just across the little alley from it in a park, and there was a lot of kids out there in the park playing around, and we pulled up and parked not next to their house but next to the park there, and got out the car and walked up towards where the cache was supposed to be. Well, we seen it as we was walking up to it, and so when we took it out, looked around, nobody was looking, all the kids were playing and minding their own business and everything. Didn't see anybody out on their porches or nothing like that. So we took the log sheet out and started to sign it. Well, here comes my boss's wife walking across the alley. I see you guys. I seen you guys. How did you see? What are you doing? I said, are you sitting in here looking out your window stalking people? And she had a kick out of that. And she says, no. She says, my husband was upstairs painting, and he was doing the trim around the window upstairs. Well, he had no choice, but he seen my car. He seen me when I pulled up because it was right in view of the window. And he says, there's James and his old lady. So we were busted before we even got to the cache, but she's really interested in geocaching, and she likes to see all the things that I make for containers, little videos and things like that. Sometimes we tell her about what happened when we was trying to find a geocache, or when we slip into the river and things like that. So she's interested in it, really, but she hasn't actually been out doing the geocaching thing for herself. Now, one of these days, might even get her hooked on this game, because now she actually seen us do that. That was Crazy Critter 1966 and I, and it was my other half, not my old lady. But it was fun. And then after we signed the log and put it back in there, she was questioning me about it. She said, "Where was that at?" I said, "Well, wait till I get done with this, and you'll see where I put it back at." And she was standing there, and I put it back in the container, and I put it back where it belongs. And she looking, and I guess I'm so used to doing it so stealthy, I guess would be the word, that she didn't see where I put it. And I said, walk back a little bit and look under, and she did, and she says, "Oh, there it is." So then after we done that, we went ahead and stopped over at the house and seen the new house that they had, and we spent probably about 30 minutes there, maybe a little more than that, just talking and doing different things, looking at all the rooms and bathrooms. And when somebody gets a new place to live, they want people to see every room in it, and the closets and everything. And so anyway, that was the story of our geocaching yesterday. And that was just one out of 5. I think we went and got 5 of them. Now there's a couple of them I took Crazy Critter to let her find, that I'd already signed a while back, probably last summer. I think one of them might have been that I found in 2012. I've been geocaching for going on 3 years now. Next month will be 3 years. I started in September 2011. Now, my cache numbers aren't very high. I've only found 248. And my hides, I've got a few hides out there, and that would be 26. Of course, I had about 33 caches that I've hidden or adopted, and I gave up some of them here this summer, or towards the beginning of since Christmas, and because it's just a lot of trouble having that many and having to maintenance all of them, which in this area I'm in, there's a lot of maintenance going on. So, yeah, that's it's pretty fun, and I've enjoyed the whole thing. But I've slowed down a lot on geocaching because of the radio shows. Now, I've been doing 2 radio shows here lately for the last 7 weeks, anyway. And the other radio show is Hiker James' Geocaching Talk Show on Blog Talk Radio. Now, I've had a lot of trouble with different things on that show as far as getting the show out and working properly over the air. So, with all that and a couple other things that has come up as problems with that show, not necessarily with the Blog Talk Radio, but it's with other things surrounding it. Thinking seriously about closing that one down and just keeping this one, Hiker James After Cash. And because I was doing the Blog Talk Radio on Saturday, and I've done that show for over a year and a half. I've had a co-host from Arizona, K&B. That was Ken and Billy. And he has been my co-host since day one on that show. And here recently, he'd gotten away from it and said that he wanted to make more time for his family and other events and things that's going on around him. And of course, it was a live show at 3 p.m. Eastern Time, New York time. So, that put him at noon. And that's a bad time on a Saturday for anybody to have to miss whatever they're wanting to go out and do for their self. And I understood that, and so we parted, and I started doing the show on my own, and then I knocked it down. It was a 1 hour show, and from 3 to 4, so I cut it down to a half an hour. And I'm thinking, this is not going to work real well, because here I don't have anyone to answer the call-ins, nobody in the screening room to find out who they are or what they wanted to talk about. I'd gotten a few spammer calls, and I've had to hang up on them. And there was a couple of episodes that I just actually deleted. I didn't even put it out live because of the spammers on there, and it was not a family-friendly radio show that day. I've had a lot of callers, though. I've had probably 20 or so different people from different parts of the world that has called in, and they've talked to me about their geocaching experiences. And you can call in too and talk about your experiences. I have voice message, and you can find that at speakpipe.com/hikerjames. And it gives you 90 seconds, which is a minute and a half, to where you can leave a message as to what you've done this weekend or through the week. Tell us your name, your geocaching name, and your adventures. Just you can call in as many times as you like and leave your name. I keep saying name. I always refer to your name as your geocaching name anyway. So if I ever ask you what your name is, you tell me your geocaching name. That's fine. Children, I know you guys have got a lot of stories to tell. I know children have a wide imagination and experiences while geocaching, because everything looks bigger to them, and they can make a story out of one sentence. I'm telling you. And this is a family-friendly radio show at all ages. It doesn't matter if you're old enough to walk, you're old enough to go caching. And even if you're too old to walk, you can still go geocaching. They have geocaches for handicap. Did anyone know that? Yep, they sure do. This is where, when you go and fill out the form to place a geocache, they have the terrain and difficulty rating that you choose to best fit the geocache that you placed out there. And the terrain is for handicap. If it's handicap accessible through wheelchair or walker, figure the worst handicap position that there is, and if they can get to it with their equipment that they have to use, then you can geocache. When I was up there at Wauseon, Ohio, at the GeoBash 2014 there, it was the last weekend, there was a lady, and I've probably told this on the show last week, but there was a one lady there with her husband, and they was just getting it, and they was after them caches right and left, and they was keeping up with the rest of us. And then them was the ones that I asked if they, one of the people on the recorder that I recorded last week, where they from, what their name is, and things like that. So while I was talking to them, she says that I think I'm the oldest person out here geocaching. I said, nah. I says, because she didn't look very old, I mean, she was an older lady. I mean, I'm 61, and she didn't look old to me. But when I said, well, how old are you? And she says, I'm 78 years old. And I thought, no way, no. You're not 78 years old. She says, oh yeah. She said, and it just amazes me that I've seen children out there that were 4. Now, I don't know if there was any younger than that or not. I haven't found any that I know of. But from 4 to 78 for age of geocachers out there. Now, if anybody out there knows anyone that's less than 4 or more than 78, let me know. If you know these people, or if you know of these people, or know how old they are, send me an email or send me a voice message and let me know. Now, the email is radiotalkshow2013 at gmail.com. And that'd be kind of interesting to know the ages of geocachers out there. It might be you that's that old or that young. Well, I don't think I don't think if you was less than 4 years old, you'd be sending me an email or a voice message. But I'm sure that if you were over 78 years old and you're listening to this radio station, that you're able to send me a voice message or an email. Let's do that. Let me hear from someone this week, the age that you know of that's less than 4 or more than 78.
We'll be back after this commercial.
Hiker James Talk Show appreciates any donation amount to help run the show. You can find the donate button on hikerjamestalkshow.com in the top right corner of the page. We thank you in advance for sharing with us. Geocachers, check it out. FTF Geocacher Magazine, the magazine for geocachers written by geocachers. FTF offers practical advice, hints and tips, cacher bios, and milestones, geocaching events, trail tales, and all things geo-related. Check it out at www.ftfgeocacher.com. Hello, fellow geocachers. We would like to take this opportunity to introduce TravelFleas.com. We are a company devoted to expanding your fun and adventure while geocaching. It's always exciting when you discover a cache, and for many of us, it's even a bigger thrill when there's a trackable hidden inside the cache. Discovering a trackable and being able to move it along its journey involves us more in the game. Now you, your group, and your clubs can become part of the journey by attaching your own personalized travel fleas to a trackable and go along for the ride. What are travel fleas, you ask? They are brightly colored, durable metal tags personalized with your geocaching username. Instead of just signing a log and moving on, let other geocachers know who you are by attaching your personalized travel fleas tag to a trackable and join the journey. To purchase your personalized travel fleas, visit our website at travelfleas.com. Happy geocaching, the team at travelfleas.com. All right, let's get your travel fleas on your travel bugs. I got ordered me some here not too long ago, probably about 2 or 3 weeks ago. And then Crazy Critter 1966 just got hers that she ordered after she seen what mine does. So it's very interesting. It's just awesome because you get pick your color, you put your name, your geocaching name on it, and let everybody know that that is you and that you're traveling along with that travel bug. Okay. I don't know what else we have left to talk about, but we're going to see what we can do here. I do have a lot of information that I put on my website, which is hikerjamestalkshow.com, and it's interesting to see different things from different people. Now, I haven't added anything new on it lately, but if you have anything that you want to put on my website, any photos, comments, or anything like that, send them to me also in an email. That's the only way you can send me a photo. But send that to radiotalkshow2013@gmail.com. And we'll put it together and post it on the website. This is a way to keep this website also family friendly, where we don't have anyone who can just post up there what they want. Now, the other thing that I wanted to bring up today is, where do you go to learn more about geocaching? Well, I'm about to give you some places to go to here. Geocaching.com. If you go to that website, this is where it all starts. And whether you're a member or not, you can still learn about geocaching. Some things that you can't get into unless you're a member, there's 2 different memberships there. There's the free membership and there's the premium membership, which costs you yearly and a really reasonable price. I couldn't think of a better place to spend a few dollars than to have a premium membership, because there's a lot more benefits with it than they have with the free one. But you can find all that out if you go to geocaching.com, and just underneath where it says geocaching there with the little icon, you'll see learn. Hover over learn and you'll see geocaching 101. Now if you click on geocaching 101, it will take you to many questions and answers that you might have about geocaching. There's a little video there about geocaching, and then underneath that it says geocaching 101. They have a help center, they have forums. If you can't find your question or answer on this, you can go there and check out a little bit further into it. But one of the things that I like to express about this is underneath where it says the game, is one of the questions are there different types of geocaches? And if you click on that, it says there are currently over a dozen cache types in geocaching, with each cache type being a different variation of the game. And then it says see the full list of geocache types. And then when you click on that, it will take you to all the different types of geocaches that there are right now. And it's amazing. There's so many. And then it kind of explains it to you, each one of them. It gives you a place to go to learn more about them. And so check that out, geocaching.com, and then go to learn, and then geocaching 101. All right, do you like to read blogs? I have an awesome website to go to for those who like to read about different things of geocaching. And it's called A Geocaching Blog from Open Caching North America. And you can find that at blog.opencaching.us. And they have, each week they have a new blog about something or another. And the fellow that does these, we're good friends, and he is from New York, and we've been working pretty close on a lot of things. Sometimes I send him referrals to people that would be interested in doing a blog for him. If you're interested in having a blog put up there, you send him the information that you would like to do this, or contact me and I'll get a hold of him. And he'll send you a form, like a questionnaire, and you just answer the questions on there. He'll look at your whatever it is that you're wanting to blog about, and he'll see what kind of questions he'd like to ask you about it. So then you just fill out the answers to that and email it back to him. Now, if you want me to contact him for you, I need your geocaching name. I need an email address where he can send that form to, and a little bit about what you want the blog to be about. You can send that to me as well as at wow, I got my ands and nats backwards here. Send them to Radio Talk Show 2013 at gmail.com. Also, on his episodes, or on his page, he shows the episodes for the shows that I'm doing right here. And if you miss out on trying to find out where I'm at, you can always go there to find it. Just scroll down to about the last week, and he's got this one posted on July 23rd, and you can just play it right off of the radio, right there off of his blog page. But yeah, he talks about the Open Caching North America Diversified Cacher Contest coming out in August. Lots of great prizes, and they're celebrating their 4th anniversary and the month of the International Geocaching Day, August 23rd. And they'll be running a contest for the entire month of August, which encourages people to use alternative geocaching websites, US and the Open Caching Network, terracaching.com, gpsgames.org, Geocaching Australia, and navacache.com, as well as the smartphone-based GPS game Munzie, Cider, and Monster Cache. Oh, these are awesome. I've got all these somewhere on my computer that I can go to them and get to some of these other types of caches and things. This contest is inspired by 2 similar non-official contests run in the past by one of our administrators, Nava Texan, native Texan. I guess that's what it is. It's NATIVTXN, as well as a local alternative to the frog contest run by Termite Hunter during May and June 2014 at the Greater Charlotte Geocaching Club website. Prizes include a brand new in-the-box GPS unit from terracaching.com, multiple premium memberships, and multiple virtual packages from Munzie.com, a Cider t-shirt, Cache Me If You Can geocaching board game. Now that's a cool game. I met those people at the at the GeoBash 2014 there in Wasion, Ohio. They were there selling these board games, and they're from New York. As a matter of fact, the lady that was there with, I think it was the fellow's wife, she had put on on the audio last week that she was from New York, and we talked for a while about the game, and it's awesome. I mean, if it's the weather's bad, or if it's raining out, or you don't have the gas to go, or it's too far to ride your bike, and it's just maybe it's just on a bad day that you can't get out and go geocaching, they have a geocaching board game. It's kind of like, I guess, like Monopoly or whatever, but it's a game that you can play geocaching with. And I told them that I would throw a little ad there on it for them and on my show. And so we'll get some more information on that and see what we can find, a website or something to go to look at this board game that they're advertising here. I've came up with the website. I would be the closest to finding out more about this game. Go to dphgames.com, and from there you'll be on the home page, and then just a couple places over you'll see Cache Me If You Can, and there you'll see the drop down screen that says geocaching. They've got the zombie apocalypse geocaching. I think that's a new one. And superhero geocaching reviews, rules, and things like that. And if you click on the geocaching, and it will take you to explaining what is geocaching and things like that. It's the glossary, and it tells you what there's one, Hucklebuck. I never heard of Hucklebuck. What is a Hucklebuck? When a cacher finds a cache while searching with a group of geocachers, and they do not want to give away the location of the cache, but want the other cachers to know that it has been found, they move away and say, Hucklebuck. Okay. Cache is short for geocache. This is interesting, a glossary of geocaching terms. And so you could check that out. And let's see. There's so many different places you can go to find out about this game. But if you just click on Cache Me If You Can, instead of clicking on anything on the drop down screen, you will find all the information there is about this game. And there's 3 game boards. There's 104 caching area cards, 12 geocoin cards, 28 equipment cards, 18 event cards, 6 player cards, 8 character description cards, 4 card stands, rules, geocaching glossary, and FAQ. It's just amazing, and it's in a camel ammo can like box. And I don't know if they still have them or not, but they did have at the GeoBash. They had an original ammo can. They had painted different colors. I think the one they had there was a gold, and then I think they had I don't know what the other. There was a couple of other ones there, but it was like a collectible. And it was an original. The other one is just a box that looks like an ammo can. Either one has got the same game in it, so check it out. And so, hey, we hope we did some good there. And if you did order this game or have any questions or anything on that, send me an email at radiotalkshow2013@gmail.com. And let's see, where was we now? We was still on Open Caching North America. All right, well, they've also done the Finders Keepers, a geocaching novel Kickstarter campaign. And they show you just need to scroll down through that page, blog.opencaching.us, and see what they got. So that takes care of that one. Okay, it's time for Lookout Lisa. If you're not familiar with Lookout Lisa, she is the Cash Advance CEO, founder, and owner of cash-advance.com. For all your geocaching needs and supplies, go to cash-advance.com and check them out, see what they have to offer. And Lisa is a wonderful lady that has been running this for quite some time now, has her own store up in Washington. So you get a chance to check it out, go there. And so right now we're going to have the question of the week from Lookout Lisa and see what she has to say today.
We recently asked, what is your highest difficulty rated geocache find? What did you have to do? Well, cachers shared all sorts of stories with us about what they had to do to find some really difficult ones. So here's what we heard. Steve on Google Plus said, 5 difficulty, a tough puzzle, a small container very well camoed, several stage multi. Wow. Dave on G Plus had a really good comment. He says, I found some 5s, but they were not that hard. Mostly just wading ashore is the hardest part, which is more of a T rating. Seems some folks call things a 5-5 without really thinking about the D part. You know, Dave, I found one actually just this past weekend, and it was a 5-5, as I recall, and exactly the same process. We had a friend's boat, so we had to boat across, but that was easy, and it was a pretty simple find, maybe about a 2.5 terrain at the most, or difficulty. Well, TS Mola 01 on Twitter shared, done a bunch of 5s. Some of the hardest include a fake wood screw and a custom fake rock in a sea of them. Ooh, yuck. Greg on Facebook told us about a tough challenge cache. It was a difficulty 5, which required finding caches in all 67 Florida counties. I bet that was a lot of driving. Well, last but not least, we have a cacher that really enjoys a challenge. James on Facebook shared, I've had to climb a 50-foot retaining wall, crawl on my hands and knees for half a mile, and climb a tree, all for one cache. For another cache, I had to climb a 14,000 peak in Colorado. For another, I had to crack a sequential series of about 25 ciphers. For another, I had to solve 20 extremely difficult puzzles. It took 6 months, and we were first to find. Well, wow, way to go, James. You really enjoy a great challenge. Well, hey, we really enjoyed hearing about difficult cache finds, and you can too if you follow us, Cache Advance, on Facebook, Twitter, and Google Plus for the geocaching question of the day. Thanks and happy caching.
Well, that just about wraps it up for this week's show. And like I say, we'd like to hear from everybody. So if you got a chance during the week or on the weekend before Saturday night, I'd like to do this show early enough to get it set up and out there by noon on Sunday. So if you would send us that email or voice message, that is speakpipe.com/hikerjames for the voice message, and the email is radiotalkshow2013@gmail.com. And don't forget to visit our page and like it if there's I'll be honest with you, I don't even know if there's a place on there to like my page or not, but check it out at hikerjamestalkshow.com, and we'll be watching for you, listening for you, and we hope that everybody has a safe and great week ahead of you, and we hope you do a lot of caching and a lot of finds, first to finds, and whatever. So this is going to be the end of episode 7, of Hiker James After Cash. So tell your friends and tell your family, tell everybody that you work with to give our show a listen to. And you can find this show at aftercache.com. That's spelled CACHE now, because that's part of geocaching, and that's what we have for our address to find our shows. You can listen to several shows there. All of our shows are archived, and you can go all the way back as far as show 1 to see how we have improved our show since we have begun. And so until next week, this is Hiker James, and we're going to say goodbye and happy caching.